Welcome to the Joyful Movement Podcast, where we redefine exercise as an act of self care and move for our mental health. Here, we break free from diet culture and the obsession with skinniness, shifting the focus to longevity, vitality, and feeling amazing in our body. Movement should be joyful, accessible, and empowering for everyone, no matter your size, shape, age, or fitness level. So let's make exercise something you want to do for your sanity and not your vanity. Ready to move with joy? Let's dive in. And now, here's your host, Snigdha.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. If you're listening to this right now and you're going through a tough time, whether that's stress, loss, burnout, uncertainty, or just one of those seasons where life feels heavier than usual, I want you to know this: you are not alone. And I want to offer you something today, something that has kept me steady when everything else feels uncertain or when I felt anxious or overwhelmed, and that is movement. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, oh great, another, just go for a run and you'll feel better talk, stick with me because this isn't it. This is about how real, simple, no pressure movement can become your anchor on some of your toughest days. Movement can be your way of grounding yourself when everything else feels like it's shifting. It can be a way to come back to yourself when you're getting a streak of bad news. Because when life gets hard, when emotions feel overwhelming, when the future feels uncertain, we tend to do one of the two things. We either shut down or we spiral. We get stuck in our heads, replaying the same thoughts over and over again. We often tend to stay in worry or overwhelm, and we ruminate about the same things. Or we just try to justify why certain things happen to us or question how and why something even could have happened to us, but not someone else. Or we disconnect from ourselves completely, like scrolling endlessly on social media, numbing out, avoiding, and isolating. I get it, but what if, just for a moment, you let movement pull you out of that spiral? What if movement could be the thing that lets you stay present, steady, and connected to yourself even when life feels chaotic? When life feels rough, all the self-help coaches and gurus tell you to take action. But for me, the type of action that I consistently take when life feels hard is movement. Today, we're diving into 5 ways movement can anchor you on your toughest days and how you can use it as a tool to find stability when you need it the most. Let's get into it. Number 1, movement gets you out of your head and into your body. You know those moments when your mind is racing? Maybe you're overthinking a conversation, dwelling on something that went wrong, replaying a moment in your mind even though it was painful, or spiraling about the future. Your mind is moving a million miles an hour, but your body is stuck. Movement breaks that cycle. It's like hitting the reset button on your brain. Because when you move, whether that's going for a walk, stretching, lifting weights, or just shaking out your arms, you shift your focus from your thoughts to your body. You're no longer sitting in that same stuck energy. You're literally moving through it. I can't tell you how many times I've been trapped in my own overthinking and ruminating about past things, and then I go for a simple walk and suddenly everything feels lighter. The problem didn't disappear, but the way I saw it changed, or I start to learn to accept what actually happened instead of replaying it. Another example of this was when my father passed away and I was feeling numb and just sad throughout the day. At the end of the day, I went to the gym and I started lifting some weights. That time at the gym helped me so much because instead of replaying the thoughts of, I wish he was still here, or no one understands my pain, or why was it my father? The thoughts were about counting the reps and sets and figuring out my next exercise in the sequence. So if you're feeling mentally stuck right now, try moving. Not to burn calories, not to be productive, but it's literally just to shift your energy. Number 2, movement regulates your nervous system. So let's talk about stress for a second. Have you ever felt that tightness in your chest, the tension in your shoulders, that sinking feeling in your stomach when something goes wrong? That's your nervous system reacting. When we're anxious, stressed, or overwhelmed, our body goes into one of the 4 stages: fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. I won't go through those 4 stages here on this podcast, but you can always Google them and Google what they mean. Now, here's where movement comes in. When you engage in intentional movement, whether it's yoga, walking, stretching, weightlifting, skating around in the park, or even dancing, you're telling your nervous system, hey, we're safe, we can breathe again. I'll be honest, there have been days when I felt like I was drowning in stress or in worry, or I've just been sad about certain events in my life. Like my body was holding on to so much tension, and no amount of thinking my way out of it helped. But the moment I started moving my body, I started feeling calmer and more relaxed. Movement doesn't erase stress or my problems. Movement does not erase stress, and my problems don't magically disappear. But it released the stress I was carrying or the worry I was feeling. Number 3, movement gives you a sense of control when life feels uncontrollable. One of the hardest things about tough times is feeling like you have no control, like things are just happening to you. Whether it's a loss of a job, or your car got broken into, or you're grieving a loss, or you've got an injury that you have to heal from, it can feel like you're at the mercy of circumstances you didn't control. Or you're at the mercy of other people, but movement is something you do get to control, because you get to decide when you want to move and how you want to move. You get to decide what type of movement feels good for you today. This could look different from yesterday, and it might look different from tomorrow. And in moments where everything else feels out of your hands, that small act of choosing to move can be incredibly grounding. It reminds you, I'm still here. I am still in charge of my body. I'm still in charge of my time. I can still take care of myself. And it reminds you that you can still make healthy decisions for yourself no matter what. And when everything else feels uncertain, having one thing that is yours, that is steady, that is in your hands is so powerful. Number 4, movement creates a sense of normalcy and routine. When life gets hard, we often throw our routines completely out the window. The habits that made us feel grounded, like our morning rituals, our sleep schedules, the little things that made life feel structured, start to slip away. And without that sense of routine, everything starts to feel even more unstable and a bit chaotic. Like we have no structure, and so we don't really know what we're doing. This is where movement becomes an anchor. Even if everything else in your life feels out of place, having one movement practice can bring back a sense of normalcy. It can be something small, but it can feel steady. It doesn't have to be complicated. Even if it's just a 5-minute thing, let it be something consistent. Number 5, movement reminds you that you are stronger than you think. When we're going through tough times, it can make us feel weak or that we are incapable. Sometimes tough times and hearing tough news can make us feel like we are failures, like we don't have it in us to keep going, like we're not as strong as we thought we were. But movement reminds you of your strength. Every time you move, whether it's lifting weights, holding a yoga pose, going for a run around the block, or simply getting out of bed and going for a walk, you're proving to yourself, I'm still capable, I'm still here, I can do hard things, I can take care of myself. And sometimes that's exactly the reminder we need, because no matter what you're facing, you are still strong, you are still moving forward, and movement can be the proof of that. So let's wrap it up here with some final takeaways. Making movement your anchor is so important. It gets you out of your head and into your body, so you don't stay stuck in overthinking. It regulates your nervous system and helps you release stress and tension. It gives you a sense of control and reminds you that you still have agency over something. It creates routine and normalcy and is a steady habit when everything else feels uncertain. It reminds you that you are capable because every time you move, you prove to yourself that you are still strong. So here's my challenge for you. Let movement be the thing that holds you steady when everything else feels unsteady. If this episode resonated with you, share it. Let me know how movement has helped you through tough times. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, keep moving, keep grounding, and take care of yourself. If there's one thing I will never give up, it's delicious food. A good dip or dressing can take any meal to the next level, and my go-to is the cheeky tzatziki dip from the Spice Age. Even though this Canadian spice company is all about 100% natural ingredients with no preservatives, additives, or chemicals, they do not compromise on flavor. If you're looking to elevate your meals effortlessly, do yourself a favor and check them out. I'll link their website below.
Thanks for listening. Please rate and review the podcast, as we'd love to hear your feedback. If you love what you're hearing and want to take the next step further, please visit www.joyfulmovement.ca.